Hello and welcome to the big picture. The by-elections to a number of constituencies in various parts of the country, especially in Uttar Pradesh, has once again raised the political temperature. The most unfortunate thing is that some of the leaders have started defying the Election Commission's code of conduct as well as specific orders brazenly. One such leader has been Yogi Adityanath, who is one of the leading campaigners for the BJP. The Lok Sabha MP of the BJP has been issued a notice by the Election Commission for apparently indulging in incendiary remarks during the campaign in Noida last Sunday. If this was not enough, Adityanath went ahead and defied the Election Commission ban on his rally in Lucknow and dared the state government to arrest him. An FIR has now been filed against him. Such open defiance of the Election Commission guidelines and orders have been on the increase in recent times. The question is what can be done by the Election Commission when such brazen defiance takes place? What is the responsibility of the political parties if their leaders indulge in such defiance? We will discuss all this today with Vijay Goel, BJP MP, Nilotpal Basu, Central Committee member CPI-M, Brijesh Kalappa, Congress spokesperson, Noor Mohammed, former Deputy Election Commissioner, and Sheela Bhatt, Senior Editorial Director News at rediff.com. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Vijay Goel, I would like to come to you first. Mr. Vijay Goel, can you hear me? I think that we have an audio problem there. Mr. Noor Mohammed, these kind of defiance by leaders and campaigners during these during the elections have been on the increase, and you think that apart from just issuing some admonitions or warnings and things like that, the Election Commission has been so far helpless in dealing with this?
In fact, it is not only Election Commission's model code of conduct violation, it is violation of law, it is corrupt practice. So, basically the entire administration, entire law and order machinery can take action against such incidents. So, it is not that Election Commission alone, in fact Election Commission's model code initially the first point itself says no party candidate shall include any activity which may aggravate differences or create communal hatred. And then then section 125 of the RP Act again says the same thing, promoting or acting to promote communal, promote on ground of religion, so on and so forth, and punishment about 3 years and punishment and or more. So, what I am trying to say is that this is the legal position. It is a corrupt practice also, because against the whatever is being done, people can go in the court in a writ petition and challenge the election. So, there is a number of avenues open.
No, number of avenues, Mr. Mohammed, the number of avenues are open. We have been seeing this for the last several years. But has there been a conviction in any of these cases so far?
Well, that is the issue which is much more serious. In fact, the very fact that what constitutes communal is also very difficult at times to define. One person says it is not communal at all, the other person says it is there. Actually, it should be judged by the actual impact on the ground. For that, I think we have to evolve something more than what the code is all about.
When you're saying that something, judged by something which on the ground, is Election Commission competent to judge such things at all?
No, some mechanism has to be developed for that. In fact, I'll prefer to go to another point related to the model code. And it says the criticism of political parties when made shall be confined to their policies and programs, past records and work. Now, if political parties agree, and as you already know that model code of conduct was created by political parties, imposed upon themselves in the interest of democracy and good elections, and it has really delivered quite a bit. But now if people start violating, actually the very essence of democracy is going to be hurt.
Absolutely. I think we are now joined in by Vijay Goel. Vijay Goel, can you hear me? Okay. Vijay Goel, the question is this, that your party MP, your party, one of the leading campaigners in Uttar Pradesh where the by-elections are being held, has been openly defying the Election Commission. What is the party stand on it? Is this the way the party cannot do anything, or you think that or is the party saying that he has not done anything wrong? I think there is still a problem with the audio there. Sheela, How do you look at this, This, what happened yesterday in Lucknow, he openly defied there was no
See, today Amit Shah has
permission.
given an interview to Economic Times, and in that interview,
Amit
Shah has given a big interview to and very elaborate interview to Economic Times, and in that he is saying that this is his side, not my side. He says that election in Uttar Pradesh, whatever we are doing it is in essence he is saying that, not in these words, that what we are doing there is a response to Samajwadi Party's action, one. That is his main thrust. Secondly, he says that don't brand us communal because election has been taking place even after 16 May result in many places and will be taking place in many places. In all those states, there is no issue of communal polarization or any such thing. So UP is a standalone and unique thing. But my own judgment, own take on this is that I think BJP they have achieved such a milestone and a success. 71 seat is such a big success in Uttar Pradesh. So, it is more imperative for them to win again and again at that level.
At any cost?
At such a high rate.
At any cost?
No, I am saying that is what that is not my concern.
No,
I am saying that it is their concern to win that way because we will, critics and media will rate and people will rate there nothing below that success level. Secondly, more important is I think they have devised a strategy where good cop, bad cop theory is in implementation. In Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a good person who is talking of development, who is talking of big projects, who is on a fast track decision-making process. He is doing reforms of various kinds. Every cabinet meeting has one big announcement. On the other side, Adityanath and others, they are taking the battle to the ground level where actual politics is happening, street politics is happening. I think this is the way they are thinking of winning by-election.
Can I go to Mr. Vijay Goel? Vijay Goel, can you hear me now? Okay, I think there's still problem. Brijesh, your party has been more or less very inactive in these by-elections in Uttar Pradesh. But the fact of the matter is that, how do you look at this? Amit Shah is saying that it's a reaction-action theory. It's happening only in Uttar Pradesh. It's not happening in other parts of the country.
You see, Girish, I think for a political party which had very close proximity to the freedom struggle and which was in a sense responsible for the freedom of this country, to see what is happening today in UP is extremely painful and a highly traumatic thing. But the Indian National Congress, as you know, has over the years not been able to maintain its magnificent status which it had in Uttar Pradesh for various reasons. And including Rahulji had stated on that issues of communal violence and such others were not being allowed to be taken up by the speaker in the Lok Sabha, and there were these debates which are meant to actually try to put a roadblock on this kind of communalization are really not taking place in Parliament for whatever reason they are. And somehow, I think until civil society actually starts raising its voice against this kind of blatant communalization, which is trying to, cleave the society asunder. I think the BJP and its various forms, will continue to have a free run. And I think this should be stopped at all costs. And I think ultimately civil society should not bother so much about corporatization and about prosperity.
What has been Congress' contribution to ensure that such communalization doesn't take place? Because your party also at various points of time uses this kind of occasions to to use it politically also.
No, I would certainly disagree with you to say, you see, the Congress party has a stake in maintaining communal harmony throughout the country. It has a profound and serious stake in keeping this country intact. Because like I said, we have been part of the freedom struggle and the BJP has not. The RSS has not. They were constituted sometime in 1922. They had nothing to do whatsoever, even from a vague distance, with the freedom struggle. So, they really don't have any stakes insofar as the country's, progress and growth is concerned, insofar as its inclusiveness is concerned.
Okay. Nilotpal? Now, how do you look at it? See, this is not just one-off problem. It is not. It's Yogi Adityanath today.
I am
every election we see that this kind of defiance which has been happening of the election commission continues, and now this is the latest instance.
I think it is very, very unfortunate, and I don't think it is a one-off. Actually, with Amit Shah himself, whom Sheela ji was quoting, indulged in the same thing in Muzaffarnagar, and he was disallowed by the election commission to enter UP in the run-up to the elections. Now, many like maybe Sheela ji, they were expecting, and we were also expecting, that maybe after coming to power, this will be shelved. But on the contrary, what has become very, very clear, that it is Amit Shah who is in charge, and it is Adityanath who was the chosen person as the pointsman of the BJP by Amit Shah and Narendra Modi. And it is also becoming clear that maybe in a different context, BJP owns so many seats, but obviously, the tempo, the winning tempo, as we have seen by election results also, cannot be sustained. Therefore, polarization is the name of the game. You look at Amit Shah's statement that if polarization continues, BJP will do well in UP. You see the number of communal incidents that have taken place, more than 600, and out of that 70% are in and around those 12 seats which are going to by-polls. Therefore, it is more of a cynical pattern, and with impunity they are doing this. They are in the central government, and day in and day out we are told that Modi is the new messiah of development in this country. I really wonder why does the BJP have to indulge in this kind of completely polarizing and acrimonious campaign, and that it is more horrible that this action-reaction theory, because that only reminds about Gujarat and the defense of what happened in Gujarat.
Right, Nilotpal, but what is the solution to this problem?
Solution is...
you people, all the political parties, should not political parties take responsibility for what their leaders do?
Absolutely. The onus is on the political parties. I
only
partly agree with Brijesh Kalappa. You see, civil society can play a complementary role or a supplementary role. But essentially, the onus is on political parties to go to the people and defeat and isolate this kind of a...
No, but it's not just defeat. My question is, Nilotpal, how much do political parties take responsibility for their leaders' behavior, such behavior of their leaders? Because, is there any political party...
will have to take responsibility.
Is there any
political...
No, it is not. Your party members also have indulged in this kind of things in the past. Would you take action against these leaders who defy such things?
Absolutely. Political parties will have to, because as I keep on telling, you see, model code of conduct or the process of law depends on the compliance to rule of law,
and it's
to the model of code of conduct by political parties.
The model code of conduct has been adopted by political parties. It is not something which has been
all the more
imposed on them.
Why political parties have bounden duty of complying with the model code of conduct. Otherwise, we have a mobocracy. We have total anarchy in the society unless political parties take responsibility for complying with the model code of conduct.
Sheela, what has been your experience? You have also been covering elections all over the country for a number of years. How do when you talk to political parties about these kind of defiance which takes place, do they take it seriously at all? Do the
course,
political
of course
the
not.
political parties take
Of course not.
They don't.
Isamam mein sab dange hai. And you know, recently in Kerala, one RSS worker has been murdered and CBI inquiry has been ordered and accused are one of the members of left parties, one of the left parties in Kerala. Then you were asking our colleague on the panel that what is Congress party doing? Yeah, you should not take it personally, but it's, you know, not even laughable. It's pathetic that you report miles and miles in Uttar Pradesh and you don't find Congress working for the cause of secularism. So what are we talking? We are talking in the air, actually, literally, in the sense that I think this issue, everybody defines secularism, communalism. It has become a very flexible definitions, and all political parties, when they are at fault, they will term it differently. And when their opposition parties are in the fault, they will talk differently. But the fundamental thing is this, that in election, when polarization is taking place, one or other parties are gaining ground. And most importantly, today we must talk about this issue, that how charge sheet was framed against Amit Shah and what happened. So how casually we take all these things.
No, in fact, the Amit Shah's today's
put
charge
aside,
sheet,
no, but put aside
the court has rejected
if
the charge
really Samajwadi Party and even forget about even political parties, if bureaucracy was also strict and if they meant business and they were serious about the holding law and order, then they should have at least drafted well.
No, that is Mr. Noor Mohammed. Where does the Election Commission's role begin and where does it end in these kind of matters?
Look, to my mind, there are three main stakeholders. One is, of course, the Election Commission being the referee, political parties are the main players, and people who are really going to vote. Now, for all these three, there is a role. If we really want to clean this system, all three have to play their role properly. People also have to see through the games.
No, but I know that is fine, Mr. Mohammed. My question is this: here is a leader of a particular party, any party, defies the Election Commission's, not just the code of conduct, even the Representation of People's Act which you were quoting, and you know all these things are defied. The Election Commission, what can it do? It can only issue a notice, and after the notice is issued, like in this case of Mr. Amit Shah, who was supposed to have been charge sheeted, and then the court says that this charge sheet is not good enough. Doesn't Election Commission have any role in ensuring that a proper charge sheet is filed or a proper FIR is filed? What is the role of the Election Commission here?
Election Commission's role in terms of, say, electoral offences is really to get the FIR filed properly. That is there. But
so you're saying that the Election Commission will ensure that the FIR which is being filed is properly filed, there is no loopholes in it? Is it that responsibility?
It is if it is on Election Commission's instructions, FIR being filed, definitely it should not
in
have.
The case of Adityanath yesterday, or in the case of Mr. Amit Shah earlier, it was on the Election Commission's. It was the Election Commission's orders that the FIR was filed, and now the charge sheet was being filed, isn't it?
That aspect definitely should be taken care of. Will be taken care of. Now, the other thing I was talking about was the electoral malpractices. For that, Election Commission doesn't have role. It is the candidates, and after election they can go in election.
I am not talking of malpractices. These are all clear case of defiance or violation of the Representation of People's Act. And
so definitely the FIR will definitely go into will be filed. The second is, of course, the Model Code of Conduct. For that, Election Commission has already given notice. Replies will come, and I am sure very seriously should be taken if all the evidence is taken into account.
One thing which was quite talked about since many years, and all those people who are serious and who wants to stop this communal business at the time on eve of election.
By the way, I have to tell you that Vijay Goel, the BJP MP who was on our program, apparently has got up and gone away. We are not able to get him back.
No, so I want to say that Election Commission, and many people have talked about this one proposal, that Election Commission should have some judicial powers on eve of election to take a direct action. So that fiasco that happened today in case of Amit Shah's charge sheet, Now it's withdrawn, I think.
It has to be, the court has asked them to withdraw and file.
Yes.
And I'll come to you, Brijesh.
So I think it's a shame. It's a really shame. Even when they, so is there any game in this? Is there any game by any of the parties?
These kind of doubts are bound to come up,
So I'm saying that there is also one proposal which, in last election and many previous elections, we were talking about it. That whether on the eve of election commission can take some action directly or not. Today they don't have a judicial power.
Yes, Vijay, I'll come to you, Nilotpal.
Yeah, I was only trying to say, Girish,
no, in the case of Amit Shah's charge sheet, which the court has directed them to withdraw it and come back. The court is saying that how can you file a charge sheet without having arrested the accused before? This is and then it says that police did not seek warrant or attachment proceedings and things like that. And by the way, I think we have got Vijay Goel on the phone now. There is some problem there. Mr. Vijay Goel, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I am hearing you.
Okay. Mr. Vijay Goel, there are two things we are discussing. One is about Yogi Adityanath, who FIR has been filed. He has defied the Election Commission yesterday. He went ahead and held a meeting. Before that, on Sunday, a notice has been issued to him by the Election Commission for making very strong communal speeches in Noida. How does the party react to these kind of things? He is your leading campaigner in Uttar Pradesh.
Who will decide which speech is communal and which is not?
Election Commission, I am sure. Election Commission has been given this. I am sure Election Commission can take this decision. That is why the FIR has been filed.
योगीनाथ जी ने तो पूरा परमिशन लिया था, बाद में एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने या किसी ने कैंसिल किया हो तो पता नहीं है, पर उसका पहले परमिशन लिया गया था। नंबर एक बात है। दूसरी बात यह है कि बीजेपी का इसमें कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स करने में कोई भी विश्वास नहीं है, हम लोग नहीं चाहते हैं। और आपने देखा होगा, इसलिए जहां जहां बीजेपी रूल करती है वहां पर किसी भी प्रकार का कोई कम्युनल दंगा या झगड़ा किसी प्रकार का नहीं होता है। किंतु अभी अमित शाह जी के खिलाफ भी जो किया गया वो भी एक तरह से पॉलिटिकल इशू बनाकर वो लोग कर रहे हैं और अपनी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का, अपनी गवर्नमेंट का मिसयूज कर रहे हैं। इसीलिए आपने देखा होगा जल्दी का चार्जशीट फाइल की, वो भी क्वाश हो गई।
Mr. Vijay Goel, Mr. Goel, one second. See, in both the cases, whether it's Yogi Adityanath or Mr. Amit Shah, it is the Election Commission which has directed the authorities to file cases against them. Are you trying to say that the Election Commission is not doing its job in a fair and even-handed manner? Because the charges which you are making will directly will fall on the Election Commission. Do you have any doubts about the way the Election Commission is functioning?
Yeah, I don't want to make any aspiration on the Election Commission. I don't want to tell that in this case Election Commission has done what. But the whole thing is, in this case, the charge sheet is, has Election Commission ordered to file a charge sheet?
Yes. Election Commission filed was the one which asked the authorities to file an FIR against him. Following that, this charge sheet had come. A charge sheet always follows an FIR. And it is the Election Commission which directed them.
But in the whole exercise, they have not followed anything because, and I don't think Amit Shah has done anything wrong statement in making the statement on Muzaffarnagar and
so the revenge
in other things.
So you don't think that seeking revenge is not a wrong statement?
No,
yes.
One
second. Keeping revenge through ballot, not by sword or not by anything else or bullet. By ballot
so
only.
Ultimately, if you win, it's all right.
So is it, yes, Sheela.
I think EC Election Commission has ordered to file FIR against Adityanath, not Amit Shah.
Amit Shah was ordered then, not now.
Not now.
No, this is a old case. This is a case of the
Badla speech. No, but what I would like to say, Girish, more important than anything else, because these are all, you see, these are all, maladies. Now, one has to think of the larger malaise. You see, the first thing is that most political parties have been a little demoralized owing to the fact that, a particular political party came with a huge mandate, came with X number of seats. So there is some kind of a demoralization. But I think it's time for all of us, just like Mr. Basu said, that to think again, because just like what happened in Bihar, that sworn enemies, namely Lalu and Mr. Nitish Kumar, both came together. You know, this is a time for India to say firmly no to, non-secular politics, to communal politics. This is a time that the country must rise as one, because as a nation, you see, who are our biggest film stars? They're all Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan. The point is that this country is basically secular.
Brijesh, we are going away from the topic. Nilotpal, the question is that, ultimately these things have to be handled by law also. Politically also you need to handle it, but law also has to be good enough to take care of this kind of thing. Do we have the right laws? Do you think there is need for more empowerment of the Election Commission to handle this kind of cases?
No, I don't agree with Sheela ji that you need a legal protection, because political parties have come together, they have evolved a consensus, and that is the moral authority of the Model Code of Conduct. There has been no question raised, and I am surprised by Vijay Goel, because at this point in time he is still defending Amit Shah, because the Election Commission had already passed the order that what he did was wrong, and therefore he was forbidden to enter Uttar Pradesh. I don't understand why Sheela ji is referring to Kerala, because though this person who was killed was on bail for having attempted on life of somebody, but in spite of that, it is a very unfortunate death, and whatever comes out of the investigation, that man should be totally
that is a different
dealt
matter
with by law.
Yeah.
But what I am saying that, you see, you are running the central government. Who is Advaitanath? He has been authorized by Amit Shah and the highest leadership of BJP. I believe Mr. Prime Minister would also have been involved. And he is given the kind of lectures. Now everything is actually captured on films, and video clippings are there. Therefore, why this? On the one hand, you say Modi will really bring in the Ganges of development, and on the other hand, you see insistence of this kind of politics.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, very quick last words to you. You think that the Election Commission needs to be empowered more to deal with this kind of situations, or do you think the existing laws and the instruments which the Election Commission has now is enough to deal with this kind of situation? Because so far, let us all of us know that Election Commission has not been very effective in dealing with this kind of thing.
In fact, I am very clear on one issue, whether the Election Commission should be given more legal powers or not. Because when every legal any offence is taken, then there is FIR, and then all those kind of things happen. There is investigation. It takes very long time. So therefore, Election Commission can maximum do a summary kind of proceeding. So if there is some kind of powers are given, that through summary proceeding, Election Commission can take some action on these lines. It is absolutely, it should be acceptable, but not otherwise. Now, in this particular case, for instance, in such cases, for instance, what options Election Commission has? If it is proved beyond doubt that the election is going to be vitiated, it can countermand it. It can postpone it. I mean, or it can create a body of different parties and intellectuals which can decide on a particular incident whether it is going to be communal or not.
Okay.
So I think that kind of mechanism has to be developed in due course, because this is not going to stop. It is going to carry on and on.
Okay. I think on that note we need to end that. That's a very interesting suggestion which you have made. Maybe all political parties need to put its head together, because today it may affect one political party or benefit one political party. Tomorrow it will affect others also. So I think there is stakes for all political parties to deal with these issues more seriously than they have done so far. Thanks to all my guests, Mr. Noor Mohammed, Nilotpal Basu, Sheela Bhatt and Brijesh Kalappa, and Mr. Vijay Goel, who had joined us earlier. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue in Big Picture same time.